Hey everyone, welcome to Jet Live. I'm here with Elinor Kaufman. Aryeh is also here, but they've got Zevi and Ashi to take care of, so he will be coming in and out. How are you guys doing?
We are good. You know, fun times with Corona and all, but overall, Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem. I haven't heard that yet on these this
Really?
stream. Baruch Hashem. It's a good one. Baruch Hashem. It
Memory of
is
Chaim, always,
Yeah,
always.
where's time when you need him, huh?
uh, we're in this
Yeah.
where is Chaim and Reading? I was gonna ask. I forgot, by the way, when I was speaking to Daniel and Bruch, I was gonna ask them how they met, which we could ask you guys how you guys met, and obviously Dina and I are connected with that. But I was gonna ask them, and I totally forgot. But I realized like a lot of it had to do with Chaim, and like where is Chaim? Where Chaim? Like Chaim loved this. He would have been like, CB, when are you having me on? When are you having me on?
He would have been on
CB?
already. Are you kidding? He would have been like one of your first guests, I think.
Oh, for sure. Uh, that's for sure, Chaim. Oh, um, I'm just gonna open up to see if any comments or feeds and who's watching and all that kind of stuff. Um, there we go. There you guys are. Um, okay. So, what have you guys been up to? What have you been up to? I saw a couple of videos you guys shared, the few of us. Um, were actually really fun to see you doing relay races.
Yep. Well, when we were trying, I very much believe in having the kids stay active. So staying inside for this entire time just wasn't going to happen for us. But of course, the rules are super important and we definitely wanted to respect them. So we have been running around in our, well, at the time it was 100 meters. So doing that, the easiest way was to just get them to run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, doing relay races. So that was fun. Our neighbors were amused.
Yeah, they probably had. Were they cheering them on?
Yeah, my mother-in-law asked if anyone yelled at us for making so much noise, and I was like, no, they thought it was funny. They were like watching the kids. I don't mind.
Yeah, and are you're still working, right?
Yeah. I'm still working from
Yeah.
home,
Okay.
which has been challenging on one hand and nice on the other. It's nice that I still have a job. Unfortunately, I have a number of friends who are temporarily out of work, so that's good. But it's definitely harder to focus when everyone's home with you and you have to get stuff done and you have meetings and but everyone's going through that. So we actually had a meeting with one of the higher ups in the company, and we were making some decisions about how certain processes should take place. And we're sitting there having a serious conversation, and then we hear, "Abba, אתה בא לשחק מחבואים?" And then then we hear we're like, okay, whose kid? Somebody's kid is talking. It turns out it was the guy running the meeting, this like higher up guy, and he's like, "Ken Ken, אני בעוד כמה דקות, תלכו להתכונן." And like then we get back to this discussion, then his daughter comes in. "נו אבא, מתי אתה בא כבר? הבטחת לנו." And we're all trying to be serious and have this like, serious business meeting, and we have these kids. So everyone's in the same boat. Anyone working from home kind of has that as well. So it's kind of expected and understood that that's the reality that we're all in now.
Yeah, I mean that happened to me. I mean it happens to me all the time. I have Leah Rose. Uh, half of the time that I was with Daniel and Bracha, she was interviewing, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, I totally. That's something that I thought the if you have a space in your house that you can make your own to work, um, it's really easy. Even I did a call with Ken Davenport. Like not like we had a group coaching with Ken Davenport the other night. Who, by the way, this is inspired from him, what he's doing on his page, um, live streaming with Broadway personalities. producers, actwas, set designers, all of them. That's their community, and this is ours, and I love it. And he was group coaching with us, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, my daughter's coming in, and she comes in, jumps on his lap, and everyone's like, oh, so cute, and says hi, and I'm like, mine is that too. So his daughter's a little bit older than that, but I'm half expecting Zevi to just like run in and like say hi everybody, but obviously
Definitely.
got
So
gotta put them to sleep. They gotta get to
yep. And he's in
sleep.
school now, so he has to wake up on
How's
time.
the schedule coming along? Because that's really something that for us, yeah, you have to wake up on time. You have to the schedule in a way.
Yeah, I don't. You mean
And
like
then we work around that, but
Corona or schedule like in general in life?
no, now during this time, the schedule, the kids at home, you really schedule your day around them, right? They wake up, they have to go to sleep. I stay up till like 2 a.m. in the morning, usually. Not during Corona and also during Corona, but like they still have their bedtime. So it's has that changed at all? Has the schedule changed at all?
I mean, definitely before Zevi was going back to school, our schedule very much revolved around them. Still now, we would let him stay up a little later when he didn't have to wake up. But I don't do well without a schedule. So I made a very specific daily schedule, which started with cosmic tefillah and cosmic yoga every morning with Leora and David and Yonit, and also with another family who are not in the theater community. So we got our day started at 9 o'clock, cosmic yoga, and then when school started again on Zoom, and they all started their school at 9, then we moved it to 8. I found that if we didn't start our day off at the same time and like organized, then everything was just a big balagan.
And
Yeah, scheduling is important.
What's cosmic?
Cosmic yoga is the best thing ever, and it has been a lifesaver for many, many, many parents. Adults enjoy them too, but it's basically yoga set to various stories. Some that are well known, like Harry Potter and Star Wars, and Alice in Wonderland, Sleeping Beauty, and some of them which the person who does it made up. But basically, you do the story, and there are like yoga moves that go towards that describe the story that's being told.
So different characters will have different yoga poses. And what she does, this woman Jamie, who does these videos, she reuses the same poses. I mean, I'm assuming they're standard yoga poses. I don't know yoga, but like she'll say, okay, now we're all gonna do rock pose, and everyone gets down into a little ball on the rock. And if she's telling a story that involves a mouse, she'll say, okay, now we're gonna do mouse pose, and you get down. Everybody happens to be the same pose as the rock, but she incorporates these yoga moves.
Bad example.
Everybody does the same move, telling the story, or you each a character.
Yeah, you do whatever she does. And what's really cool. So she started doing these like a bunch of years ago because Zevi Shush, he's telling us about Jamie because we read about her. She started doing this because she was in theater school. There you go. And she was having trouble getting work, and she also really enjoyed yoga, and so she started doing these for her in school for her kids. And they were super popular. And so her husband was like, well, why don't you put them on YouTube, and then more kids can enjoy it. And she did that. Like she got 100 views a day or something. And then coronavirus started and people discovered her, and now she has millions of views a day. And she's like, I can't keep up, and people want more and more videos. And she can't go to her studio to make them anymore because she's in lockdown in England. But they're talking about creating a studio in her home so she can do them. So she was a person who just, pivoted to fit some of her other passions and skills to make a living, and is being super successful now.
And it's specifically during coronavirus, that's when she
it blew up. I mean, she's been making these videos. No, she's been making these videos for years. I think she said she started in 2016. or something. But
Yeah.
all of a sudden now, like
She gained
she
popularity.
gained a ton of popularity, and people have been asking for more videos. And she has, I mean, her page or whatever it's called on YouTube just blew up, and most of it is available for free on YouTube. And she has some extra stuff on her website which you can sign up for, which we did.
Wow, that's amazing. What's the do you want to I want to put the website in the comments. You want to tell me the website? I could write it in the comments.
Aryeh will send you the website.
Okay, Aryeh's gonna send it to me. Great, amazing. That is so cool. I mean that's happening all over the world. I work with this company called Chicken Shed. We have a collaboration with Crossroads Jerusalem here, creating a theater program, and they pivoted as well. It took them a few weeks, but they're now doing something called Tales TV. Like they have a called Theater from the Shed, and they're starting now to bring a lot of their stuff on. I just did a video for them today, like counting in Hebrew fruits, and we're seeing so much amazing artistic awesome so much amazing artistic awesomeness. I'm just gonna say awesome a lot because of what we're viewing. Is the YouTube channel on the? I'm just trying to do two things at once, and I'm not very good at that. You could ask Dina. She'll.
You could just put in YouTube Cosmic Kids and you'll find her.
All right, cosmickids.com. Awesome. All right. I posted it. Okay, great. So that's really amazing that she's doing that. That sounds so cool, and I'm so glad that you guys found that. And it's totally theater related. Like it's artistic. It's telling a story.
Yeah, she has to memorize these monologues. Wait, Aryeh, turn it off.
I'm Jane.
Sorry.
You want to share one right now for like 2 minutes? I will be experimenting with that in later interviews.
Sharing your screen and stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So she has to memorize the monologues to do it. She doesn't have. She doesn't have like.
Well, she doesn't.
I don't know.
She doesn't. She said that she memorizes it. Very cool. Because she's constantly going up
She
and down.
memorizes. Wow, amazing.
She can't be like
That's true.
watching it.
Yeah.
Thing.
Right. That's true. Which by the way, that's like I was asked today to people in the Philippines, and like I was talking about how physicality, like movement, helps you memorize. So really because you're doing the act, she's doing the pose, she's making the pose with what she's saying, and it kind of clicks together instead of it being two different things. Like I'm trying to type over here and doing this at the same time. It all melds into one. Like when we dance and sing at the same time on stage, also it kind of helps you get that the rhythm and the music, everything comes together. I don't know why Shlomit is asking this, but PJs or real pants?
Do we do cosmic yoga in PJ? Well, I'm often in my PJs, but we try to get the kids dressed before cosmic yoga. Although recently we've been toilet training Ashi, so he hasn't been wearing any pants. So that's fun, you know.
Maybe she'll definitely. She's saying definitely. Answered her question. We've got Josh Becker sending his regards.
Hi, Josh.
And Shlomit, obviously. Sarah DeRay, Karen Feldman, Eliana Rosenshine. Great to see you guys. The meetings. She's talking about the meetings. I think she's asking Aryeh if you in your office meetings, are you wearing pants or PJs? I've been in meetings wearing sweatpants.
I'm gonna leave that as an open question.
Pajamas.
Not always. Sometimes if I go out in the morning, then I don't bother to put my pajamas back on, and I'll stay in pants. But
we had a pajama run of Chicago towards the end of our rehearsal process, and we all came in our pajamas, and I showed up in a cow suit.
Ooh.
That's what Aryeh's been living in for 2 months.
Ooh.
No, really, not just. I have other pajamas.
I'm sure.
But actually, it's funny. I scheduled a meeting with someone, and a lot of our meetings have been with audio, just because we do a lot of screen sharing and showing, discussing what we're working on. And then this one guy, the call connects, and there he is on video. I'm like, okay, well, if his video is on, I'll turn my video on. And then I turn my video on, and then I notice that you can see my cow pajamas on the screen. I'm like, hey, listen, sorry, I'm like wearing my pajamas. It's like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. So it's all good.
I've been sweatpants, but I think that's the cool thing to do now. I'm not gonna. That's what was kind of what my I wrote a 5-minute play that hopefully we'll get into submission, or if it doesn't, that's fine. I wrote something, which was great, but it has something to do with that. But that's like John Krasinski. Thank you so much. Like, people can wear a suit and then like wear boxers or whatever. Like, it's okay to wear pajamas.
You're not wearing boxers now, CB.
I will not show it. No, I'm wearing. What am I wearing? Jeans. I'm wearing jeans. It's cold. By the way, the cow suit, brilliant idea, especially now. I don't understand it. Like, all of a sudden, restrictions are relaxed, and then it starts raining. It's like, don't go outside. Stay inside. It's getting cold all of a sudden again. It's the weirdest thing. The weather is just like so fluctuating. So wearing a cow suit the whole time really just makes you feel insulated and really nice and comfortable. No.
And I got my beard going here. So
yeah, me too. I saw my barber. He's right next door, and he's like, "So when are you coming?" I said, "Shavuot." I'm okay. It's growing in nicely. So okay. So what other things have you guys been doing with the kids? Any other cool creative stuff?
Yes, actually. There's I'm sure you've heard of the Maccabees.
Of course, I know half of them actually.
Okay, so you're gonna really appreciate it. We might need your contact.
Need your connection.
So, a couple of years ago they did a Dayenu version where every couple of verses was in a different style of music, which is actually very creative. You start off with doo-wop, and they do funk, and they do heavy metal, whatever. They go through a various list of musical styles, and they successfully transition from one to the other, and you singing the same song in different styles. It's very cool. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm choking. It's not Corona. So I don't know how my kids got onto this, but Ashi really enjoys this video, and he calls it the Angry People video. Why? Because in the heavy metal, they're busy yelling, die, die, because it's heavy metal, and that's what you do, right? And so he goes around, I want to watch angry people. And so I can't count the number of times that we've watched or listened. If we decide they have enough screen time, and we put it on, they get to listen to it without watching. We've heard it countless times. So we were discussing, and it came up.
No, Zevi decided one day that he was going to choreograph to this, and he and Ashi.
Zevi, the choreographer.
Yeah. So he and Ashi
choreographer. Sorry.
And said that they had something to show me, and they put together this dance where they imitated basically all of the different sections with different movements, and he had some costumes going. It was really awesome, and I was like, oh my god, we have to get this on video. So it took a while. We did it like last week after Yohan's mode, but eventually we really did. We videoed them in each section, and we planned costumes with them and dances. And I mean, for a lot of it, Ashi's just running around. Zevi actually caught some moves in, and we haven't finished editing it yet because we had to take each section, and then they had to go and change their clothes, and then we started again. But at some point we'll put it together, maybe by like the time, maybe Zev's bar mitzvah or something. We'll see. And then we'll have our own version of the Maccabees Dayenu.
Well, if you want to send me like a snippet of it, via WhatsApp, I could send that directly to one of my best friends, Josh J. He's a Maccabee, and Horowitz. He went by Chaim, but now he goes. I can't remember his name all of a sudden. He's been running the Maccabees for the past few years.
That would be really cool.
I went to camp with him, and Uri Restrich, the guy who edits the videos, makes the videos. Yeah. I also don't know him as well, but I do know him. So, but I could definitely send it to Josh.
That would be awesome. So we're very proud. We feel like they've some of our artistic leanings have rubbed off on them. They both Zevi actually knows how to bow now very nicely, and he's very into putting on shows for us. So when we go on walks, he'll randomly find like benches to climb up on, and he starts putting on a show, and he dances, and then he bows, and then we can keep walking. That's been fun. Oh, and I have to mention, in terms of creativity, we've been doing a lot more cooking, and specifically with desserts, although we've done a few non-dessert stuff.
We're not making bread. Don't worry.
No bread. But I have to thank multiple members in the community because I keep reaching out for recipes.
What's wrong with making bread?
No, because nothing. There was this woman who went on some rant about how are stealing all the flour from the people who regularly make bread because they want to look cool to their friends on Facebook, which is just stupid. So we're not making bread, but we used Dina's cookie recipe for oatmeal cookies, which we love. We baked twice via Zoom with Rachel and Jojo, which was really, really fun. And we used Danny's idea of caramelizing almonds and putting them into brownies. We did that with Rachel and then talked to Danny to figure out how to do it exactly. So there's been a lot of nice culinary collaborations. So thank you to everybody who helped us with that.
Wow.
Yeah, they've been really
You hear that, guys?
Yeah.
Well, baking. I've been trying to get Dina to do a baking or cooking show during this time with all the baking she's doing.
We should all bake something together. We should do her oatmeal cookies together. They're like our favorite thing in the world. We're making them on Friday again.
I'm sure she would love to see you guys, but
they're vegan.
Is with Leah Rose right now. And they're vegan. Perfect. We actually don't know what's going on, but Leah Rose is not eating meat. She's not eating meat.
Oh, my kids are like that too.
We gave her chicken tonight, and she is like eating it all of a sudden, and all of a sudden she spits it out, and we're like, oh, okay.
Not worth
it. But she eats really well. Dina's awesome, and also I'm just gonna say this here because why not show appreciation. Zevi. I mean, Aryeh and Elinor, obviously, you guys had Zevi, and Zevi and Dina and I always remember his bris because that's how we got to that. We got together HMS Pinafore. I mean, we spoke to each other then, but like really, what cemented it was that bris. So we always appreciate that, and you guys have been doing amazing. I'm gonna read. Sarah DeRay commented to your flower thing that you were saying. If you want to read it later, you guys have been just like amazing with the community organizing and the different things that you do, and we should show appreciation for that too. So we're gonna show appreciation right now. Thanks, guys. Like you've got such a nice place now, which is great for the community.
So sad.
I know.
We're so excited to have the Yom barbecue here, and
I know
everyone.
Where would you barbecue?
On the porch, and we have a gas grill now.
So someone would like stand there. The porch is it would be like one person would be able to stand. You could put the barbecue by the
4 or 5 people out there.
Yeah. Been there in the winter, so I didn't really go outside so much. But you could actually have it like the grill could be, the person will be standing behind it, and people could just come and like take off their grill because they did that anyways all the time. But
it's true. Next year, 2021 is going to be epic, and I have to say,
next year
that Dina has been my partner in crime for 6-7 years. I don't know. I've lost count. Maybe Dina can correct me, but there is no way that we would be able to pull off the barbecue or the Hanukkah party. I always say I'm the producer and she's the director because she does all the cooking for most of it, and I'm the financial.
She goes around. Did you pay it? Did you pay it? Did you pay it?
and I'll do a lot of the we'll do the
I did that. Well, didn't I put that in there in the quiz I made. I was like, did you pay it? This is how much it is. Someone put 50. It was great. Next year we're gonna raise the price.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Hey Abby, great to see you. See you on watching. So you guys, Aryeh, you actually wrote a play, right? A musical. You produced it.
Well, I wouldn't say I wrote the play.
Collaborated with it.
Right, yeah.
I came up with the initial idea, and then there were a team of people who put the script together and kind of built on that.
David and Rafi. Yeah, it was the three of them.
Yeah.
Amanda, David.
I think David Gelman, didn't he?
David Gelman. Well, David Gelman's actually going to be joining us in a few weeks, which will be awesome. Rafi, Amanda, Dina actually spoke to Amanda this week at some point. Yeah, but that was also similar to like, you know, Corona happened and boom, no theater. You guys did that show, and then a war happened, right?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't shut us down, but we had a very, very small audience because of that.
Right.
There's a story that people in that show, Jen likes to tell the story, and Noah, who was in it also, how there was actually a siren in the middle of one of our performances.
At the end of Act 1.
Right. And we all went out into the stairway with the audience members in our costumes. And there were all these little kids who were like really, really scared. And then like the princesses were all like, oh, it's okay. Let's talk about fairyland. And like, you know, we tried to keep character, and the parents afterwards said that it made the sirens so easy for their kids because they could like talk to these like heroes, you know, of theirs. I mean, we had little girls showing up in their princess costumes. It was amazing. And we always say that Second Star was kind of a failure in the box office. And there were definitely some problems with the script. But
there were disagreements that some people got what they wanted.
There were a lot of connections made there. That's how Ita entered into the community. It's where Jen and Ricky started dating. It's how Noah came in, I think, more, and that's how she got into Rent eventually.
Mm-hmm.
There were more.
By the way, we're talking about Second Star to the left.
Correct. That was in 2014.
Yeah.
2014. Yeah. 2014. So have you, were there like?
Oh, and Rachel and JoJo met because of that show too.
Yeah, right. No, there were a lot of that happens, by the way, in our community. There's a ton of couples. We actually did a interview with them. Mary Metzinger wrote a blog post about it. I think it was a year and a half ago, about a bunch of the couples in the community. There are a lot of relationships that happen in our community, and it's fascinating. It's amazing. I'm so thankful for that. Yeah. But Second Star to the left, what I want to ask is, it wasn't exactly the same, but still, it was a moment of, you know, crisis and things happen, and it kind of made the show take a small. The show didn't do so well from it, but you're still here. You're still doing theater. You're still moving forward. Were there lessons from that time that you could think about that maybe could help during this time that we're dealing with now? Were there things that?
I think it was on the one hand, it was very different because the threat, if you may, was external. It was tangible. It was something that could be given prior warning, whereas now you don't know what's going on. This whole COVID-19 business is, you know, it can spring on you 2 weeks after you get it and you have no idea. But I think that one of the things that that was true for then, and I think is true for now, is that it's temporary.
That's what I was gonna say.
It may be longer than a 2-week, 3-week war. I mean, we've been going this is like 2.5 months and going, but at the end of the day, it's still a temporary thing, and this too shall pass. Um, and I guess try and stay positive and do the things that you enjoy, music, theater. If you can't watch theater, then listen to it. I know a number of people who have been listening to theater pretty regularly on Spotify and have commented and posted about it on Facebook. So even if you can't be on stage and you can't be performing, you can't be involved in a production, you can still enjoy the music and you can still enjoy what theater has to give you.
I would just add to that also that I think that something that's so special about our community is the connections that we make, right? And the connections that we make during shows usually do, go way beyond the period of being in a show. So I think that this is a really important time to just reach out to people and to people who you were in shows with and use them as your support system, which we've definitely been doing. We could probably be doing more of that. But I mean, for us, most of our close friends are through the theater world. And so we are in touch with them, talking to them and WhatsApping them and, saying hi and going on walks with them with talking to each other while we're on a walk, and appreciating that support network that we have for each other.
I just want to say hello to Danny. Thank you, Danny, for joining. Elchanan Ogorik. He's my cousin. He wrote a children's book. He joined. He's watching. Gabby Shine, Maria Metzinger. And I think you're right that's like our community. We really make that connection, and there's been a lot of support between everybody. And the truth is, I want to keep doing this because I want to like just connect with different people and have the people be able to connect with other people in the community. I was speaking to David Gelman, who's going to be joining us, and he's like, it makes you feel still part of the community. This whole thing that and the fact that you guys joined us, thank you so much. It feels great. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people, literally thousands of people who have been involved in our community. So it's amazing. Like, we've been around for theater community here, the English theater community here has been around for over 30 years. The guy who started Beit Hillel for like I can't remember his name right now. It's like right on the tip of my head. Tevya. I'll just say Tevya.
Also,
what?
Also Michael. I think. I don't know.
Michael Brill, obviously, but he started playing Tevye, and then he came back this past year and played Tevye again, and it was amazing. Yep. There's thousands of us out there, and I would love for anybody to on that note just to contact me and say, hey, I want to be on JIT Live. I want to be here. Reach out to my friends that they want to do a spring awake, not a what am I talking, a hairspray reunion. So like these kinds of things, maybe it'll percolate different ideas, and the community will be stronger for that as we continue with what we're dealing with now, but also for the future. Richie Mann said, "You're the pillars of our community," and it's so true. You guys are really there. Really, you've been through all different pieces of the community. There's so many different companies that are building up and whatnot, and you're always there. You're always coming to the show. You're bringing Zevi to be part of it. Even Ashi now, he could be the next Robert Binder.
So
he could be the next Robert Binder. Robert Binder.
What?
What?
You missed that last thing. What about Rob?
I said he could be the next Robert Binder.
Oh, Ashi?
So actually, funny story about Ashi and Zev. Zeb was always good at. He always enjoyed the performance, and from the age of 2, he was sitting through full length musicals, and he loved it. And he'd bring him, and before that, he'd come to rehearsals, and he'd go to bed in his pack and play in rehearsal until he was too old to do that and was too aware of what was going on around him. But Ashi, on the other hand, is much more engaging at that age and much more talkative and um, just as inquisitive as Zev was, but much more vocal about it. So when you bring a 2-year-old to a theater production, people are like, "Why is there a kid here?"
No, we were thinking he was going to be like Zeb, who would just sit there and watch. He was like totally trans.
Right.
Not the
But that
case.
wasn't the case. Ashi had to ask everything. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's going on? And then, of course, we took him to see. No, we took him to see Pirates.
Oh yeah, Pirates.
Pirates of Penzance, and both Aviela Trapito, of course, was in it as well as Leah Stern. And so then Aviela comes out on stage, and Ashi goes, Abilea, Abilea, and he's screaming Abilea. And it's like this quiet, dramatic moment. We're like, shh. And then Leah comes out, and he goes, Leah, and he goes, Leah, Abilea. He's like, okay, Ashi, let's go outside. And so
you have to be a little careful, but it's beautiful to see that. Like I mean, we bring Leah Rose to, and you can see she's engaged, because at the end of the day, I mean, I predict that we're going to see a lot more live streaming and a lot more things online virtually for people all over the world to still be able to connect to theater. But at the end of the day, live theater is like the thing to really be in a theater and to be able to engage with Aviela or Leia right there in front of you.
Well, I think that, seeing that Theater in the Rough is optimistically holding their auditions soon, I saw that and made me so happy, because Dafka, they are like in a perfect position to be able to do a show even with social distancing, and they can put on an entire production almost exactly the way they would have done it last year and the year before. And their stuff is amazing. I mean, I would never have guessed in a million years that Zevi would sit through a 2-hour Shakespeare show, completely mesmerized, jet lagged. I mean, their production last year was amazing. And the fact that they're doing auditions now and they're planning on putting it on. I mean, outdoor theater, that could be like a big thing even before Corona is totally vanquished. Get rid of
it. Yeah, it's totally like, a lot of kids come to their shows and they really sit through it, and
amazing.
One of the biggest things is that they move to get antsy. Yeah. So the fact that they are able to
the ants in their pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Or getting sitting on an anthill, that could also happen.
Yeah, that's sitting in the parks. You never know what's gonna be there. So I think we're gonna end with that. And I just want to thank you guys again for joining us. Tomorrow we're going to Hanan Lieberman at 2 p.m. He's been a mainstay for a bunch of years with Encore. And then Gadi Zig, he might correct me tomorrow night at 8 p.m. He played Sunny in the Heights. And we're gonna say good night, everybody. Thank you so much again, Aryeh and Elinor.
Thanks for initiating this. This is an awesome initiative, CB. Kol hakavod.
Thank you.
Good job, Dina, for giving you the space to do it in.
Thanks. Thank you, Dina.